I don't want to talk about all that because I feel like when somebody passes, it's one thing to talk about the sad things and all the other things. I want to talk about this amazing moment where Glenn Fry and Don Fielder got into a fight. Do you want to hear the story about this fight or no?
Of course.
Well, okay, Don Fielder and Glenn Fry, they were two of the founders of the band, and Don used to always get in a fight with Glenn. Glenn and Don used to always be alpha male, so they always get into a fight. So this one time they was doing a charity event.
It finally came to a head in Long Beach. We were doing a benefit for Senator Alan Cranston.
And Don did not like charity events. He did not like politics. He did not like charity events. So they're doing a charity event, and the mayor goes around to shake all their hands to thank them for performing and whatever. And he goes,
And Felder looked at the senator and said, "You're welcome." And then as he was turning away, he said, "I guess, I guess, I guess." And Glenn heard it. And I just got really mad. I was drinking a long neck bud and then walked into the tuning room where Walsh and Felder was and took the beer bottle and threw it against the wall and smashed it.
that really got my blood boiling because like he's like one of those. He looked like he's a lumberjack type man. Only he ain't got a beard. Like he's one of those rugged men. So he was like that really pissed me off. He said, I was really mad. I was really fucking mad. I was really fucking mad. So later on that night, they had to perform in their concert. And the story goes, they're on stage performing, and as they're performing, Glenn is letting Don know how long he got to his ass kicking is coming. So they're performing, welcome to the Hotel California. He said it was like three more songs. Ain't no way to hide your lying eye. They out here singing all these peaceful ass songs. He's like, two more songs. I'm gonna fucking kill you. He's just out here. They just out here talking about killing each other and shit, and everybody just playing like ain't nothing going on.
I've been paying you for 7 years and stuff, yeah. So we start getting towards the end of the set, and I'm looking at him going, 3 more songs, asshole. And I'm looking at him, and I am ready to go.
You can't hide your life. So, they's out here singing these peaceful ass songs. So they get to one song, you're like, one more song, and I'll fucking kill you. And then I love this story. This is my favorite fucking Eagle story.
I can't wait.
We got through the show, and it just all hell broke loose backstage.
When the set ended, he was out ahead of me, took his cheapest guitar. Busted it in a million pieces and jumped in his limousine and drove off. And that was it. That was really the straw that broke the camel's back.
Like he was really ready to fight him and done. Like, fuck this. I'm not getting my ass beat tonight. Like, oh my God. And that was basically the end of the group at that point. But whenever I think about it, I think about Timothy. Like it was this dude in the group named Timothy. Timothy was in another group because when Don leaves, they picked up another person in the group because the Eagles is amazing because the Eagles had if you wanted, a lot of people like to say the Eagles had 2 lead singers, but the Eagles had 4. Like if you count Joe Wash, Glenn, Timothy, and Don, you had that's 4 people singing the lead. Like I don't care what nobody say, that is unprecedented for a group to have 4. But back to Timothy. So Timothy came after Don Felder, not Don Hendrick. Don Felder left the group. So when Don Felder left the group, they brought in Timothy. And the funny thing about Timothy is Timothy's like this shy dude who he was in another band. I guess I'm not gonna say the band's name because I'm just gonna not say the band's name. Like he was in this other band and he was underpaid in this other band. They were performing 40 weeks out of the year. And they wanted to bring Glenn and them wanted to bring him in, and their manager was like, why you want to bring Timothy in? Last time I seen him, he was wasted. And it was like, if you was making $200 a week and working 40 weeks a year, you'll be getting wasted too. So, like this man, he's fucked up. Like he's he's not at a point in his life where he's still happy about this stuff. So they bring him in, and Timothy. The Eagles got two R&B songs, and I don't even think they meant to make it R&B songs, but Timothy's voice is so soft that it's great. Like they got and he made I Can't Tell. Every time I try to walk away, something brings me back around and say, I can't tell you why. I can't hit it like him, but I can't tell you why. Like, bruh, Timothy is a guy. Like, he's a guy. Like, and it's funny because he joins the group like a year or 2 years before it all breaks down. But it's like fuck. But they get back together. As everybody know, the Eagles are still together now. So it was a period in time where the Eagles run was before I was even born. Like they broke up in 1980. So before I was even born, they had broke up, but they got back together in 94 and they've been together ever since. Don got kicked out of the group 2 times. So he ain't in the group no more. He's still beefing with them. I remember maybe because I wasn't around when it was available for me to listen, maybe because I didn't hear it in the time, but they had this one song I was listening to the other day. It's called Desperado. Like you probably never heard of it, but it's like because the Eagles, when they first started, there was a country band. There was a country band, and it was really it really shown in the vocal range and the arrangement of the sounds. Like if you listen to Take It Easy or whatever, like take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Like the whole, like it's very bluesy. Like it's very bluesy folk type music, country, but they're from California. But anyway, Desperado, man, I hated that song when I was younger. Like I hated it. Maybe because I heard Karen Carpenter's version. Hers is very soulful and dry too, but the Desperado. I just can't get boogie with the song. I can't get boogie with the song. But that's one of the greatest bands. Like when we talk about David Bowie was able to switch up his style, but the Eagles, they just knew what they wanted and they knew what they wanted and they went to get it. Like they brought in the producer who produced The Who. You know the band The Who, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The song, I mean, I said this in class one time because I was young, so I didn't know. Mama's got a squeeze box. She wears it on her chest. And when daddy comes home, he never gets no rest because she plays all night and the music all right. Mama's got a squeeze box. Daddy never sleeps at night. Well, the kids, oh my God, that teacher was so heated. I mean, bruh, Javaris, what are you talking about? Mama got a squeeze box. Daddy never sleeps at night. Because it goes in and out and in and out. Because it played all night. And that is all right. Like that's how because the Who. So yeah, they brought in the Who. They brought in the Who producer. First of all, we can do a whole episode of David Geffen. Because David Geffen, I don't care if we're veering off topic, it's whatever. David Geffen, the reason the way he got started in the music business was that he knew he was great at being a music agent. So he basically went to the first agency and he told them that he graduated from Harvard. Back then, you could say you graduated from wherever. They'll just send a letter off to try to see whether or not it's true. So what he did, he woke up early for 6 months and intercepted the mail for 6 months until they got the letter to saying he wasn't from Harvard. He got rid of it. So they, mind you, he tells this story in an ethics class.
Oh.
He's fucking amazing. Like, okay, but back to the Eagles. We'll talk about him another time because I would love to interview him. But okay, so the Eagles, they get the Who's producer to play to produce the album. And again, you go back to what I was saying, the Eagles are more country. So they wasn't really they love the Who, but at the beginning of them, they were so country, they didn't want that wet echo. They used to have a wet echo on the Who. The Who got a wet echo. They didn't want the wet echo. So they tell the producer, the Who, mind you in England. They fly you out to England. He's like, they don't want to use my wet echo. They're trying to tell me, I produce the Who. I produce real rock and roll, and they're trying to tell me how to make records. How? Why? How? I produced the Beatles. That was real rock and roll. You know the old people get when you get really.
Right.
I produce real rock and roll. So basically they break up with him. They basically, so they really knew what they wanted to do. Man, Eagles got some good music. Like one of the and it was always in my one of the reasons I really liked the Eagles when I was young, because they was in my range of vocals.
Mm-hmm.
They was really in my range of vocals. Like, I'm standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. There's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down and take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win, but we'll never be here again. So climbing up, I'm climbing in, and take it easy. Which is pretty funny because Glenn wasn't my favorite. Like I said, Timothy is my favorite in the group. But Joe Walsh is also my favorite. But his voice, I can never get his. It's really, it's weird. It's like, hey there, how are you? Like, it's like, what the hell? Like, because Pretty Maids in the Road goes, hey there, how are ya? It's been a long time. But my favorite part is, heroes, they come and they go. Nah, 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 nah. Like you gotta I'm singing it differently from how he's singing because me and him don't match the same vocals. He's one of the greatest guitarists of all time. I really fucking like that. Like Glenn passing away really fucking hurt me yesterday. Like it really honestly hurt my soul yesterday. Like I couldn't come to grips with it. Like we're getting old. Like people that we grew up rocking out to are dying now.
Yeah.
Motorhead, David Bowie, like what the fuck is going on?
I know. It's been like back to back the last week or so.
It's been back to back to back.
Yeah.
3 weeks in a row. I don't want to start the podcast like this. Like I listen to oh my god. It just made me want to I don't know, it just makes me zone out. Like I started thinking about the songs on a dark desert highway. Cold wind in my head. Yeah, like I don't know, like man.
It's really a rude awakening.
Right? It's like goddamn. Like it's like you listen to the music, you can think their immortality is never to be reached. Like you think they would never die. You can't you already feel like the person that's able to make so many great songs.
Yeah.
Been capable of passing away or doing no harm. Like I give him that. It was no scandals. We didn't find out he was a cause of racism or nothing like that. Like that's one thing I admired about them is that we never found out no shady shit about them.
Yeah, they didn't disappoint you in that way, which is a great thing because looking up to some, like the Eagles,
man,
it could hurt even worse if you heard anything bad.
Man, that would have hurt my damn soul. Oh man, that made me think about my friend. My friend dad, he actually offered me his Eagles catalog when I was in high school, but I always forgot to get it from him. Mm-hmm. I gotta call him like, hey, you said you're gonna let me get the Eagles catalog. You can't hide your lying eye. Like I think a lot of people, like a lot of young people, if y'all never heard of the Eagles, I'm not judging you. I don't know how you because you probably, if you never heard of the Eagles, you at least heard Hotel California because it's such a lovely place. Got a lovely face. There's always plenty of room at the Hotel California. But anyway, I'm pretty sure you probably heard that song, but you should go back and listen to them because I think they're easier on the heart. Like I know we was talking about David Bowie. A lot of the young people can't get into David Bowie because it's not your time. So it's kind of like you had to grow up in it. If you're not really, if you're a casual listener of music, you got to grow up in David Bowie. But I think the Eagles, you don't have to grow up in the Eagles to love it, because one of these nights, one of these crazy cold nights, I'm gonna find you, pretty woman. What turns her on tonight? Like a lot of the, I keep on like I love singing the songs to like let y'all hear like it's really like it's some good shit. Like the Eagles got some good shit, and the Eagles, a lot of their songs, it could have been rock. Like a lot of their songs could have been R&B. Like they could have easily drifted off into R&B if they wanted to. Like if they wanted to get boogie, like it was in the 80s, so this was before R&B was R&B. If they wanted to get boogie, they could have got boogie one time on them. Timothy, my boy Timothy. I can't tell you why. Like people don't understand how much I love the fucking Eagles. I love the Eagles as much as I love Outkast. We know how that get down. But yeah, man. Just rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace.